Today is Tuesday, March 6th, and I'm out here taking a look at Gainey's experimental low effluent quality sewer treatment plant. We're using this as a prototype in our very own office here at Gainey's Concrete Products. This is a 500 gallon per day sequencing batch reactor. That's a technology that's usually reserved for municipal plants. Here we're trying to scale it down into plants that Gainey's Concrete Products might want to sell up to, say, 75 to 100,000 gallons. We're going to take a look at this and see how it's going. Here's the first side. It's pre-treatment, and there's water coming in from the office. You have two sides to the pre-treatment. They're both essentially septic tank systems, where it's just the wastewater is being stored so that it can be batch. Unlike extended aeration, where it's a gallon in, gallon out, this is a very exact process where it's timed. It receives an exact reaction time, an exact amount of oxygen, and in theory it's going to give you a better effluent. So there's the pre-treatment side. I'm going to come over here to the reactor side. You can see right now it's decanting. So there is the control. This is with the reactor. It has a pump to pump it down. It has a pump to dose, and it has a pump to aerate. And that cell will be filled. It'll react for an exact amount of time, then it'll sit and settle, then it'll denitrify and it'll decant. Right now it's decanting, so I want to go take a look. And this is being pumped now down to our chlorine contact chamber dosing tank. I'm going to try and walk quickly. Chlorine is expected to be gravity fed, so we've had to convert it from a force main into a gravity flow. So here this has an orifice to give it a very exact flow rate. I'm going to move these gratings, and you can see it's now flowing. And through that orifice it goes through a nice control rate across the chlorine, and it gets retained long enough. And then here is the proof in the pudding. This is our effluent coming out, and here it is going to our ditch, and it's fresh, clear. I don't know whether it's like a forest rain, but it sure looks great. That is the effluent quality coming out at a nice controlled rate. So I had to trickle on down through vegetation and on out to our ditch, by far exceeding our design requirements here at this plant, which is 3045. But we're hoping this plant is going to get us down into the most stringent of standards that we have to meet these days. It might be 5.5 with nutrient removal. This plant will actually remove nitrogen and phosphorus. Closer look at this effluent, and you see it is just beautiful. Best on looking wastewater you could imagine. 5525 at a price that people can afford, with simple technology that an average operator would be able to handle. The last point is it has a nice computer controller. It's sitting there as a good neighbor right on our wall. I get to take a look at it each day. And it has memory, so we can know any excursions, and it'll tell me at any point what part of the reaction process is going.